Hello, everyone. The authority of the YouTube boxing community is back again, and I'm here to keep you guys in check. I'm here to appease the gambling types out there because, like I said, if you listen to me, if you listen to my advice, you're going to win big. You're going to win big money. Now, I live in California, so I can't really cash in on my knowledge here. I can't go to a sports book and just place a bet down and win big. But if you are living in the United States, outside of the state of California, just listen to me. I can win you some money because that's what exactly I did. The last time there was a compelling boxing match. Boxing is something that I have a great grasp on. Okay, so if you listen to me, you can win big. The last time there was a big boxing match was probably that Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia fight. All the fights since then, they just don't have that same appeal, that same punch, that same attraction level. And that's why the sport of boxing is dying. That's why I wish I was more into MMA, because the UFC has a great business model of the best fighting the best. And boxing, you get really a handful of these big fights a year. And this is one of them. And I'll talk about it a little bit here. And this is just going to be some preliminary thoughts because, well, one, I don't think the fight is actually official yet. I don't think contracts have been signed. And two, like I said, fights like this don't come around very often. I'm going to try to milk this out a little bit because this is something that this Spence Jr. versus Pacquiao fight is a culturally and historically significant one. And it has the potential to be something that could be looked on for a long, long time if Pacquiao wins. But some preliminary thoughts. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm a huge Manny Pacquiao fan. I don't think I have anything up. Oh, I got the poster, the Pacquiao Thurman poster. I'm a huge Pacquiao fan, but I think that this could just be potentially catastrophic for Pac-Man. And I know that's not what Pacquiao fans want to hear. It seems like his fan base still very much likes to live in the 2008 to 2012 range when Pacquiao was still a prime and dangerous force. They like to live in the past. Unfortunately, the year is 2021, and Manny Pacquiao is 42 years of age, hasn't boxed in 2 years, and let's remember that his last fight wasn't this walk in the park, okay? And this is going to be what's interesting as the fight looms closer and the odds come out. And I believe the odds are going to be somewhat close. So you might want to really heed my advice on this Spence fight because the public perception might be swayed to believe that Pac-Man has a real chance in this fight because his last time out he came and whooped undefeated world champion, pound for pound type of fighter, and he's fighting like the same kind of caliber guy. No. There's some severe misconceptions with that. Okay, I'll correct you on that. One, the Thurman fight was no walk in the park. Okay, I was watching that fight live, and I tell you what, that second half of the fight, that was Thurman's half of the fight. I mean, Keith Thurman really started to put it on Manny in that latter portion. And you're talking huge right hands. Manny couldn't seem to get out of the way. And the physical presence, the body of Keith Thurman, the weight and strength seemed to wear down Manny. And as the fight waned, you began to see, I think, that kind of take over. Manny's older, more frail, lighter, weaker physically. Thurman just kind of bodied him. You saw the shots ricochet off Pacquiao's head. It impacted him a lot more than it did in the beginning portion of the fight. You saw what looked like a fighter gaining steam, and you saw a guy like Pacquiao with the needle was kind of tipping on empty, on E. And I think the impression, the gut feeling that I got from that fight was what you saw was Pacquiao unloading the gas tank. What he had left, he used it. And I'm not sure that he's got a lot left. Two, the other misconception as well, he beat Keith Thurman. Here's another undefeated world champion fighter. He's going to do the same. I think it's fair to say at this point, and this is what I really believe, Errol Spence Jr. is a tier above the fighter that Keith Thurman is, or was at least. Especially the fighter that Keith was on that night. Probably wasn't the best version of Keith. I think Errol Spence is even better than the best version of Keith Thurman that wasn't even there on that night. And it just has the playings for, I think, a really dramatic and unfortunate ending to a legendary career. I just don't know how Pac-Man is going to deal with the size and the physical strength. This guy's even bigger and longer than Keith Thurman. That second portion of the fight, I mean, can you just imagine? Can you just imagine how bad that could be for poor Manny? You got a guy who has got a legendary gas tank, and I said that about Spence. He's not a perfect fighter, but one thing he does, he brings it. He's high octane, man. This guy's gas tank is legendary. He's not going to really slow down that much. He's going to be pushing the pace. And in that second half of the fight, when Manny gets a little bit tired, look out, man. Look